Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you guys how I created my NBA BPI model. Ignore the name of the file right now. I'll change that. I have FPI because this is based on ESPN's BPI for the NBA, and I've used it to create their power index for college football and NFL. They're just not named BPI, obviously, because BPI is basketball. But that's why it's currently FPI. I just forgot to change it because I basically used the same model. I've changed some things, but as of now, we got here. I'll click here, and in here we got the import HTML formula, and we used just the URL espn.com/NBA/BPI. And this is table 1. It kind of imports weird into Google Sheets. So I had to do it this way because then in B1 we have the same thing, but we put table and 0 at the end. And the first one we had table and 1 at the end because the 1 at least got the names. And if you don't do that, then you just get what we have here, which is win-loss record, BPI, and the rest of the stats. I also imported in the projections, which is basically the same URL, just a different spot. In here, it just takes it to a tab where the BPI is \_view\projections. That's at the end of BPI with the normal URL. And we just use table 1 again, like the last one, because it imports weird in Google Sheets. And over here, we use the same URL, but with table 0 at the end instead of 1. And that pulls in the projections of ESPN's power index currently. And then that all I did, yeah. And then that's what you got for that. And then here we got the schedule. And what we've done here is pull in the schedule. Here, I'll unhide this. All right, so if I unhide this, you can see we've imported here using import HTML, and we use the website realgm. So it's basketball.realgm.com/NBA/schedules. And so every day this just pulls in the new schedule for that day, as you can see with the date. But I hid all those for now because over here we have just taken the date out of A3, and then we've taken the time out of A3, and then here. So here's the home team, and it looks like this. So you're looking at C1 or C3, and then we're getting but over here, but that's the home team. So that's San Antonio Spurs. And we're just doing that because it makes it easier to pull in your odds using the Sports Plus add-on for Google Chrome. And we'll see this in, what is it, F to H. So our acronyms here is the tab. It looks at just the city name here because that's what that website uses. This is all the names of the teams based on that website, RealGM. And then we're going to go to H, which is the odds. So what do we have here? Yeah. So then that pulls in that. Sorry, I had to think about what I did there for a sec. But this really isn't hard to do. And I've had people ask me if they don't want to get my Patreon how to do it. I would honestly just use chat GPT free because that is the best way to really do it to get your formulas you want. Like this one, we has equal if error, and then left, and then we have A3, and then find character 10, A3, -1, and then A3 with a bunch of other, my symbols in between. And that's just pulling the date. We're just trying to take the first line out of A3 because it has the time in line 2. And then in K, we basically done the same thing. And if I remember, I'll just put all these formulas in the description, and if you choose to just do it all yourself, it takes a little time, but if you look at what I've done here and what the letters say up here, you should know where to put your formulas. I'll give you the first one here, and then you can just um, put in the formula and then just drag it down. You just got to remember to put it in the right column if you're going to do yourself. So in K3, J3, so I'm going to give you the formulas for all row 3 then. And then if you do it yourself, that's your choice, or you can join my Patreon, which is the easiest way to get my models. We currently have about 33 members right now that are using or getting my models. Um, and if you've had a problem with doing your models, you need to make a copy when you download my model because you can't just get it shared to you. I share the file, but then you have to make your own copy and then you can use it and you allow access. So it'll import all these HTMLs for you. It's not really hard, but if you're having a problem and you're subscribed to my Patreon, then just message me on there and I'll get back to you. Anyways, that's for the schedule. So we have BPI here, schedule. We looked at acronyms. And then today's odds. Now for this, I use this add-on, Sports Odds Plus, but you can also use Sports Odds. But I've set everything up for Sports Odds Plus, and it'll automatically pull in your spreads and stuff because we need it for this tab, the model. And we have the date up here currently, NBA PPI, ESPN BPI, and this is the home team. This pulls in from our schedule. And then we just, so this is just equals, and then it pulls in the home team. And then just like over there, you just drag it down and it'll pull all this stuff. And this is the same with the date. It equals this. And then you drag it down. And the same with the E. Then our BPI, a little more complicating formula if you're new to this. So this formula is a little different for VLOOKUP, and we're going to look at C3. So if we do this, we look at this because this is pulling it from the schedule and odds. So what we want is it to match the FPI. Let's look at this, or BPI, sorry, gosh, I'm going to keep saying that. So BPI is not the same. And the reason why we have to do it this way, like all these are normal besides LA Clippers. I don't know why ESPN did that. They have Los Angeles Lakers. They could as easily as put Los Angeles Clippers, but I guess maybe they go by LA Clippers anymore. It's all the same to me. LA Lakers, LA Clippers, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, if we're looking at this, we got G to H in acronyms. So we're going to look at C3, and then acronyms, it's going to look in G. So let's just go down to Los Angeles. See, this is G. So it's looking in this column, and it's going to grab this, because this is H, and then it's going to look in BPI, going to find it in column A, and it's going to grab C and BPI. So see, this is C, and that's BPI here. I'll make it easier so you can tell what each column is. So how about this? We'll freeze that up to row 2. Then if you come in here and scroll to see what the formulas are doing, it'll stay up here, and then you can see BPI is this. So it'll pull in negative 1.5. So I was just doing Los Angeles Clippers because it was named different. So we'll see down, look at here. We did the same thing for the away team. And it pulls in because it looks at this. So over here, it looks at this one. And this one looks at this side because that's the home team. So it pulls those two together. And then this is your home field or home court advantage. I should change that, huh? Let me do that right now for you guys so I don't forget. And if you're part of my Patreon, you should message me if you have questions because, or if something's broken or something's not working, or you think I should add something to make it even more robust of a model. But anyways, let's do that. And so this is home court, which you go over here, scroll over, this is your options. So default here is always 0. So if either of these aren't checked, the home court advantage is set at 0. If we check this one, then you're looking at 2s and everything. Now if you check both of them, it automatically goes to default because you can't use them both. And right now, I need to change this too. Oh my gosh. You can tell I was in a hurry trying to make this for you guys because I was asked if I had an NBA one. And I wanted to do this first. I'm going to make another model that's not based on this, that's based on the last 8 or 10 games of stats. Because the only problem I find with FPI and BPI are they're too seasonal. It's like they take the stats of the season and not the current form. But anyways, so if you just leave that, right now I don't have the current form home court advantage, but you can easily look that up. And as always, have it entered here and check mark. Let's just do 2 for now. Because there is, if you look at the stats, there's a huge home field, or home court advantage in the NBA. So you got to remember that. And so we're adding 2s. And then take the home team, FBI, or BPI. You guys are going to go nuts listening to me here. And minus the BPI of the home team. And that will get your home spread. But then it also subtracts the home court advantage. Let's just see, like here. So you see here it's 2. So if you take this away, it makes it 4, because that's plus 4. Remember, negative numbers are the spread, so you want a lower number, a negative number to be the favorite. But if we just go back, you can see it's working because now with the 2 home court advantage, it is now down to 2. And then this one is the opposite. It is home team minus away team, and then times -1. And that will get you your away spread. So this is the spread based on BPI. Now, if you use Sports Odds Plus and put it in today's odds every time you pull it in, the odds of the spread, then you will automatically have everything in here you need. for the game. So current spread +1. Here, I'm going to freeze these too, so it's easier to see. How about this? We'll hide these for now. Now that I've shown you, you honestly don't need this stuff. Here, there we go. So we got the spread. Our spread with BPI is +2, and the current spread is +1. And then down here, it's -6 and 0.4, -7 for the book, -0.3. And these are, but this could be an injury. You remember in the NBA, injuries are huge because one good player goes out and that changes your team. So you need to pay attention to injuries really closely if you're new to NBA betting. And this one's -13, and it's currently -10.8. So over here is the differential. So this is the difference between our line from the BPI and the sportsbook line. And given that, you got a 1 difference. And here, just go scroll over. It'll highlight anything that's you want a negative number. So if it's a 2-point differential towards that team, you'll -2. I just put -2. I honestly don't know what's best. This is a brand new model I've created, and people have told me that have messaged me in a Patreon group say BPI works well, and they wanted me to create something like this so they don't have to look it up themselves, and it does it automatically. But here, so I don't know what's the best. You could do 1.8, but that could be an injury. This one, yeah, there's not a lot. BPI is pretty darn close. I don't say myself. Washington Wizards might. I don't know about that. But right now, if you just do 2-point margin with a 2-point home court advantage, you would get that. But you can look how much it changes. Let's just get rid of home court advantage for a second to see what it would look like. And then you got, see, this is what happens. They'd want you to play a lot of away teams. You got -3 difference. That's a play if it's a 2-point margin you want. This is -2.6. But Thunder has an injury. Holmgren just fractured his pelvic bone. So that actually might be a good choice. And this one, the Kings, I like the Kings right now, but Spurs are home. You gotta remember that. And the Wizards, yeah, I don't know. Both those teams aren't. And maybe I'll pull in the win-loss records here too. If you want that from the BPI, that can easily be pulled in also. You guys just gotta message me if you're part of my Patreon, or in the comments below, comment and tell me what you think would be cool for me to add. But please like and subscribe, because I'm going to have tons more videos like this coming out, showing you the different things you can do, different models for every sport, and I'm going to really get amped up on this. But anyways, that's all for this. I'll remind me if I don't put the formulas in the comments, because I want you guys to be able to create it yourself also if you don't want to join my Patreon or can't afford it. But anyways, my name's Jordy. You've been watching Betman Sports Betting, and I'll see you in the next video.